Guys, we are back at it with another brand new X1 F1 pod with the boy Dylan and Josh. And today we're going to do our recap of the Austrian Grand Prix as well as our predictions for Silverstone. And wow, Austrian Grand Prix, insane. Absolutely insane. At least the last 10 laps, maybe the last 5 laps were pretty insane with with Max, Lando getting into each other. That kind of looks like Max and Lewis back in the day, or maybe even Max and Kim, or not, yeah, Max and Kim. I mean, Max with everybody, let's be real at this point. But no, that was a pretty wild scene. I didn't wake up for the race, let's be real. That was at 6 a.m.
Oh.
But I was skimming through like the highlights. I was skimming through the race, and yeah, I mean, it was a good start, kind of like a mediocre race until Lando started putting on that push, and then got closer and closer and closer, started to try to make a pass on Max a couple times, and he finally tried to, I think he probably got enough and sick and tired of him, kind of go outside, maybe cut underneath him, and Max was just not having any of that. But I want you guys to let us know in the comment section below, who's at fault. Was it Max's fault? Was Max in the right? Just let us know in the comments. But yeah, our little recap. We have 6 categories. You guys know them from the previous episodes. If you guys haven't checked those out, go check them out right now. But our first one is over, under, achieve. And I actually hit it right on the nail. I hit it right on the nail, Mix. My underachieve, Max Verstappen. Underachieve.
E5.
Underachieve. Didn't win. My overachieve, Hulkenberg. Got 6. Yo.
That was huge.
Dude. I'm so smart.
That was so random. P6 for Hulk.
I am so smart. Shout out to Hulk for driving exceptionally well. Magnussen also drove pretty well too. I mean, they both got points. So, I mean, he got 8th. So 6th and 8th for Haas is insane. So that's huge. But Mix, what was your over underachieves again?
I had underachieve for Aston Martin, and they underachieved, I would say. 13th for Lance and 18th for Fernando. I didn't even know that, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was kind of bad.
And then I had Lando overachieving. He overachieved until Max drove into him.
Those are both L's for you right there. That's a both.
What?
Both L. I mean, wait, you had
You're telling me
underachieved Ashton. Sorry. You're overachieving Lando's an L. Sorry.
I mean, it was almost correct.
It was almost correct.
Until Max drove into him.
That is very true. We didn't even bring this up, but George winning the race. How lucky can George be that his first ever win, Max and Lewis got into each other, and his second ever win is Max and Lando getting into each other. I know you have to drive and you have to be in the right spot at the right time, but coincidence? I think not. George is always picking up the scraps from those guys. But hey, congrats to George. He's an awesome driver. He drove really good. He was in 3rd place basically the whole entire race. Let's be real. So he drove great.
Honestly, the whole podium drove pretty good. They gapped 4th, which was Lewis.
Okay, they got gapped Lewis. Second, they got gapped. Lewis got gapped because he had the size of a fucking basketball hole in his side pod. All right, so I don't want to hear it. Okay,
I mean, they basically gapped Nico Hulkenberg in 6th, and then Max and Lewis both had damage.
Oh yeah, basically. I mean, Lewis had.
I mean, they were still in. Besides Max and Lando, they were in a league of their own, pretty much.
That is true.
They were within 4.5 seconds of each other.
Very, very true. I mean, let's go down the order. Let's kind of break this up a little bit for our little recap. I'm gonna try to do something similar to, if you guys watch Motocross, Pulp MX, they kind of go down the list, the leaderboards. I think that'd be a good opportunity to talk about each driver a little bit. So 2nd place, Oscar Piastri.
Wait, Josh, I literally couldn't tell you what happened for anybody from Nico Hulkenberg down to 19th.
That's fine. We can still talk about it, you know. So I mean, yeah. Oscar Piastri drove great. He was actually catching Russell.
Should have won.
Probably should have won. Got his lap time deleted in quali. So I mean, if he didn't get that deleted, he most likely would have been top
and he
spot.
Got pushed off the track twice on the first lap.
Yeah, so I mean, he still had a car good enough to catch Russell. I think maybe what happened was they were like, okay, let's just settle for this. What was it, 4th at the time? Let's just put these laps down. Let's get this great finish. And then Lando and Max get into each other and like, oh crap, let me try to push and just lappers and everything. So, I mean, Oscar drove great. Another podium for him. Carlos Sainz drove great. Top Ferrari. I mean, because where the hell is Charles Leclerc's in 11th? So, I mean, yeah, Carlos Sainz drove great. He was battling with Lewis at the beginning, and that's what kind of happened with Lewis getting the size of a basketball in his side pod. So that wasn't great. But Carlos Sainz, once again, is Carlos Sainz the top Ferrari driver? That's a thought.
I mean, he's been Charles placing getting cursed, yeah.
Yeah, when Carlos, he is getting cursed, yeah. Charles is definitely cursed. Let's be real. Lewis, we've already mentioned side pod damage kind of ruined his race. He also had floor damage from going over the bumps too many times. So that kind of ruined his race, to be honest. Max Verstappen, you guys know what happened. The one thing that was crazy too is as soon as the incident happened, the motherfucker started drifting Lando off the track. That was kind of funny. And you got to talk about how Lando on the podium, if he doesn't apologize, I lost some respect for the guy. Okay, we're not going to be friends anymore. So, I mean, do we see some drama at Silverstone? I think so. I think so. Are we going to see another Lewis Max into the wall?
No, I doubt it.
I don't know. So yeah, that's Verstappen. Hülkenberg, we've already mentioned. He drove amazing in that Haas, 6th place. He kind of got gifted with Lando crashing out. But then again, he was still 7th. So, I mean, that's still a great finish at 7th place for the Haas.
He still beat Sergio Perez.
Yeah, he still beat Sergio Perez. And Magnussen was also beating Perez, like 2 laps to go, and I think Perez got him. So, I mean, Haas is flying. Perez needs to leave. Like, what is Perez doing in the Red Bull, dude?
I don't know. I think he'll be out next season. I'll say that.
I think Daniel
Ricciardo's not getting the spot.
No, I'm saying if Danny Rick is getting the can, so does Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez missed quali like Q3 multiple times, been out in Q1 multiple times, hasn't got a top 5 probably since like
Haas's.
I don't even know when the last top 5 Perez got. I can't even tell you.
Beginning of the season.
Yeah, so I mean,
first 3 races, I think
he's been struggling in that Red Bull car. Like I said, Kevin Magnussen and the Haas drove amazing. They were basically with each other the entire race, and then Perez got him at the very end. Didn't really see much of Danny Rick. I didn't even know Danny Rick was in the top 10 until I saw his results. Great drive for Danny.
Well, he was 10th until Lando got taken out.
Yeah, but he needed this for that Red Bull for sure. Gasly points. Charles Leclerc. He got damaged first lap, had to go in the pits first lap, and then he was basically last fighting through the pack the entire race. So that wasn't. But I heard on the broadcast, did they not talk about how Charles was trying to race Lando?
I think some of the lappers were on new tires and came out behind the leaders, and they were thinking about, or like they wanted to unlap themselves. But
okay, well, yeah. And then let's just scroll down the list. Ocon, didn't really see much of him on the broadcast. Stroll and Aston Martin. I mean, we saw Alonso like a little bit, but Stroll not really much. 13th, 18th for Ashton. Yuki, he's been driving great, man. I don't know what happened the last 2 weeks, but he hasn't been performing the last 2 weeks outside of the top 10. He was battling for like 7th through 9th for like 3 weeks in a row. Williams.
Bad car.
I don't even know why they put drivers out there, man. No, I'm just kidding. But
Sauber, also bad car.
Yeah, Sauber, bad car. Ash, you know what's crazy is if you're Hülkenberg, why? Like, I get why he's going to Sauber because it's going to be Audi, which is a German company, and he's German. I get it, bro. He's getting 6th place in the Haas, man. Sauber's getting 16th and 17th. I mean,
Sauber's going to be new ownership in 2026.
Yeah, but are they going to be that good? I mean, Haas is.
It's not gonna be Sauber. So
imagine Oscar Piastri goes to Haas in 2 years and dominates.
Why would Oscar Piastri?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Random. Be good. Brother, 6th place. That's pretty good.
Josh.
And then you got your boy in last place, Lando Norris.
Yep, Lando got driven into by Max Verstappen. All right, on to Silverstone.
All right, yeah. So. I mean, our predictions from last week, let's be real, they were trash besides the first one. But let's just jump right into Silverstone and let's give our predictions, all right? So, you guys know the categories. We got 6 of them. Our first one, over under. Makes take it away. Dylan, take it away.
Underachieving, I have Charles Leclerc. I don't think I've ever said he was going to underachieve, but he is going to in Silverstone. The car sucks.
Okay.
I saw Carlos say that Ferrari need to bring upgrades. I don't know if they're gonna overachieve. Not changing from last week. It's gonna be Lando Norris. Frick Max Verstappen.
All right. I'm gonna kind of go a little bit the same as last week. A little bit with my underachieve is gonna be Max. I think Max has 2 bad weeks in a row here. I don't think he like DNFs or anything, but he could get into another incident with, say, Lando or another driver. So that's who I'm going to say. And then my overachieve is going to be the man himself, the 7-time, 8-time world champ, Lewis Hamilton, is going to overachieve at Silverstone. Hometown race, he's going to dominate. Are we going to get any DNFs? I was looking back at the results last year, and we had 3 DNFs last year. Do we have the same or more or less? What do you think?
What do you mean? Why are you changing it up?
I'm just asking. I'm asking the question. Are you going to have more DNFs or are we going to have less DNFs?
I'm going to have
say?
At least Esteban Ocon DNFing.
DNF last year?
That's my DNF.
All right, you got Ocon
DNF. Back-to-back years.
I'm going to have... I am going to have the Sauber team DNFing.
The entire Sauber team?
Yep. Both of them. Actually, I'm just going to say one.
I mean, this is where Zhou went over the wall, right?
I believe so. I'm just going to say kick, and one of the drivers is going to DNF. That's my prediction.
All right.
Best and worst strategy. Holy shit, I had the best strategy from last week, too. I picked Haas. So, I mean...
Damn.
All right, so best strategy this week at Silverstone, I'm going to go with Mercedes. Mercedes teams this week, man. It's got to be, all right? And then the worst strategy, I'm going to go Red Bull. I think they're going to have a bad... I mean, Perez is looking horrible already. If he gets another 8th, I mean, that's still considered a bad strategy in my opinion because he should be up there, top 5s instantly.
Perez makes a good strategy look bad, so...
That is true. But yeah, those are my best and worst strategies.
All right. My worst strategy is going to be the entirety of Ferrari. I don't know what they've been doing, but they are just so bad. I don't know if it's bad luck, bad driving, bad strategy, no upgrades. I don't know, but they have been horrible. And then my best strategy, I don't like to agree with you. I'm partially agreeing with you. I'm going to go Lewis Hamilton, best strategy.
Let's go, baby. My biggest surprise... I don't want to give my prediction away. I feel like we can already tell where this is going. So I'm going to say Mercedes win.
All right.
It could be George. They're both great, both from the UK.
I guess mine, my biggest surprise kind of goes along with your biggest surprise, partially, kind of. My biggest surprise is going to be my podium, which you will find out.
I think we might have the same podium, bro.
I highly doubt we have the same podium.
I think we might. Are we going to have 3 UK drivers on there?
No.
That's what mine is. Pole, I am going to say... We got pole last year. I'm assuming it's Max.
Lando was second. Lando took the lead in the first corner.
I'm going to go out on a different limb here and say Lando pole. So that's who I'm going with. UK driver.
Well, I agree with you, so.
Yeah, I think Lando, last year getting second, that you just mentioned that. Him coming off and want redemption and revenge from last week. He's going to drive his heart out his
bum out.
Yeah, and he's going to be good. All right, you want me to go first for podium?
I want to go first.
All right, go.
All right, in P3, I have Max Verstappen.
Okay.
I'm kind of worried that he's bringing upgrades though, so that might not be good.
Upgrades can be
But
bad
I'm still gonna say Max P3. Then in P2, Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, I like it.
It's not a win.
It's fine.
But he's P2.
Okay.
And obviously winning.
Lando
Norris gets it done. Rubs it in Max's face. Wins his home Grand Prix. And it's a great day.
I mean, I kind of agree, but I kind of don't. All right. So I'm going with 3 UK drivers on the podium. And it's not going to be what you want. It's going to be George third.
Finally, a George prediction.
I mean, he just won. I got to give it to him. I don't want to, but I got to. George third, Lando second, and Lewis Hamilton winning, baby. It's gonna happen this week. I feel it.
I would agree with you, but like I don't even agree with mine. I literally don't see Lewis beating George ever. Like George has been on such a good run.
I mean, and Lewis just beat George like 2 weeks ago.
Good. Yeah, well, George just won a race.
Okay, he got gifted it. He was gonna finish third.
He was still on the podium.
Okay, if Lewis didn't have side pod damage, he'd probably be on the podium too.
I'm just saying, like, I don't see Lewis beating.
All right, but anyways, let us know in the comment section below who you guys got.
Wait, say Lewis or George. Who do you think is faster this year, Lewis or George, in the comments?
Also, yeah, do that. It's definitely George because
don't persuade them.
It's definitely Lewis. All right. But yeah, let us know who you guys got in the comment section below. Wooden at SilverStone. Thank you guys so much for the love on these videos. If you guys enjoy this, make sure you guys hit the like and sub button. And we'll be back with the recap video and talking about the race and next week. So much love. We're out. Peace.